Built on integrity and cultivated with passion, this company has reinvented fast food. After a chain of negative incidents, the stock has gotten scorched. With Chipotle looking fresh again, can it continue to cook up profits with a side of guac?
What do we make of Chipotle here? Earlier this year, the beaten-down Mexican chain looked like it was finally on the verge of having a remarkable resurgence after spending years in the wilderness following all those health scares in 2015. Stocks up more than 50% for 2018. Most of those gains coming after former Taco Bell CEO Brian Niccol took the helm on March 5th. For a while, it seemed like it would be smooth sailing for the new Chipotle. In July, they reported a fabulous blowout quarter, and the stock roared to $530 by mid-August, its highest level in ages. Then the company had yet another food safety incident, this time in Ohio, causing multiple analysts to downgrade the stock, which is now down nearly 16% from its 52-week highs. Now, Chipotle's been kind of a battleground stock. There are plenty of believers, and there's an analyst at KeyBank just initiated coverage with an outperform rating last night, also plenty of detractors. So who's right? Longtime followers of the show know how I feel. I like it. But let's go right to the source. Check in with Brian Niccol, Chipotle's new CEO, and Jack Hartung, the Chief Financial Officer, to get a better sense of how the company's doing. Mr. Niccol, Mr. Hartung, welcome to National Taco Day edition of Mad Money.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. We've spoken to Jack many times. Welcome to Mad Money the first time. I'm going to go right to what you said has to happen, and you tell me how you're doing. Give me your report card.
Okay.
In your July 1st conference, you said you want to be 5 things: becoming a more culturally relevant and engaging brand that builds love and loyalty, digitizing and modernizing our restaurant experience to create a more convenient and enjoyable guest experience, running great restaurants with great hospitality and throughput, being disciplined and focused to enhance our powerful economic model, and building a great culture that can innovate and execute across digital, access, menu, and the restaurant experience. These are lofty goals. How are you doing? What grade do you give yourself?
You know, I think we are well on our way in making great progress in each of those areas. We just came back from our all-manager conference, and I'll tell you what, the culture, people were on fire. They are so excited about the purpose of Chipotle, and they are so excited about our brand being more visible with our purpose, really engaging with folks on real ingredients, real cooking, and what they do in our restaurants every day. And we just released our most recent round of advertising, which I think our team members are hugely proud of. We got to go into a couple of restaurants, and a couple of guys had cut out the New York Times ad where it talked about, here's all our ingredients, the toughest ingredient pronounced at Chipotle is Chipotle. And it's hanging up on the billboard in the back of the restaurant. So guys are feeling great about the business and the commitment to purpose and getting much more visible about all the good things we're doing for food culture, as well as giving people access to great food.
All right. Now, Jack's been here throughout. And, Jack, I think that there was a period, and you and I talk a lot, where the company did get defensive, even though us, the loyalists, didn't understand that. We knew that there were incidents. It happens. It happens in this business. But the company stopped talking about how good the company is.
Yeah, Jim, we got knocked on our heels a little bit. We've always been a company that's about food, real ingredients, real cooking, and people, making sure that we hire great people, invest in them so that they can run great restaurants. We got knocked on our heels a little bit, so we stopped talking about the things that made Chipotle special. The great thing now about, since Brian joined and, we brought a new team together is we're back on our front foot. We're talking about our food. At this All Manager Conference, I talked to a lot of longtime managers. They're the most excited they've ever been. They've come up to me and they'd say, Jack, we're back talking about food. We're back talking about culture. They're more excited about the future than ever, and that just warms my heart because it feels like we're on the right track.
Well, in terms of just being defensive, also, I was going to ask you about minimum wage. But you know what? You guys have always been above that, and you've been educating people, giving people all sorts of perks that other guys talk about, and their perks aren't as good as yours.
Yeah, our hourly rate is over $12. Some of our minimum wages in areas of the country are at $13, $14 per hour. But we give a lot more than just an hourly rate. When somebody comes to Chipotle, we give them a future. We'll invest in them so we can teach them how to run a kitchen so they can become a kitchen manager. Teach them how to, what great customer service looks like so they can be a service manager. We'll teach them about the business so they can become a salaried manager. And that can happen in a matter of a couple of years. So you can go from an hourly of $12 or $13 an hour person up to a salaried person. You get a company car, you can get options. We pay people bonus for developing crew into managers. And so there's lots of opportunities to have a long, healthy healthful career at Chipotle.
That's why you always see the same people, which is what I like. I don't want new people. Now, some of the things that you've innovated, I think as you go equal to your goals, you're starting to do delivery, digitized, and loyalty. I've always wondered, where is a program like Panera where I get a meal free after spending a lot of money?
Yeah, so we're really excited. We just started our Chipotle Rewards program. So the more you Chipotle, the more free Chipotle you can get. And that just got started in 3 markets. So we're in Columbus, Phoenix, and Kansas City. And part of the reason why we're so excited about doing it is it's one of the #1 requested things people are asking about, like how about a loyalty program? And we're early days on it, but what's great is it's bringing in some lapsed users and new users to our business because as we've digitized the business, this mobile app that we have, people find it a very easy way to access Chipotle. And with Millennials and Gen Z, it's frankly their preferential way to interact with Chipotle. And we have this second make line that provides a huge advantage where we can take these orders off of that front line, put them onto the second line, and then we've got shelving so you can just literally walk in, grab your food, and go. I mean, the convenience level is phenomenal.
Much different from the old days.
Very different. And then when you put on top of it the idea that we'll reward you for accessing the brand through new channels, it gets really exciting for our customers.
Okay, for Jack, because you've been through the war, so to speak, I see today Chipotle is searching for new food safety head, James Marsden. I remember when he joined, Kansas City's, really terrific hire, but it was time for him to move on. What happened? It's where are we?
Jim's been great. He retired. He was a professor.
Right.
Retired. We needed somebody like Jim. He came on board. He helped us create a food safety council. He's still going to be with us, into next year. He's still going to be on our food safety council. He's been fantastic, but he's going to go back into retirement, and so
that's what I thought. Okay.
Listen, we're lucky that we had him for the time that we had, and we have world-class people on our food safety council. And food safety is going to be something that's always going to be a high priority for us. That's not going to change.
People always ask me, you came from Taco Bell, where they do have preservatives, and there's been, you've been at war kind of, but never, by the way, never slag. I always try to get him to slag Taco Bell. He would never do it. But some people say, well, that's why they never had a safety problem. But that's not true. It has nothing to do with preservative, non-preservative, ingredient, non-ingredient, right? It just doesn't. That's just a canard.
Yeah, look, the thing that I've been most impressed with since joining Chipotle is the commitment to food safety. I believe this company, before I got here, had a passion to be a leader in the space. We're going to build on that. And what we definitely are committed to doing is real ingredients, truly fresh, and that does require different food safety standards to be in place. These wellness checks that we do and other protocols that we execute, you're not going to find that in a lot of other restaurants because we are handling fresh food and we're truly cooking every day in our restaurants. So it just demands that we have a higher level of commitment to food safety, and we'll always have to be passionate about being a leader in that space.
Okay, and shareholders, Bill Ackman, all fine, right? Does check in with you periodically as a large shareholder?
Yeah, they've been great partners.
Okay, and then finally, just in terms of the zeitgeist of the company.
Yeah.
I mean, I know because I own a Mexican restaurant. I mean, I've always felt that, we try to get millennials, and you have millennials behind the counter.
We do.
There is an ethos to your company. It was never lost, right? Because, I was a believer throughout. I don't mind saying it. I've never lost faith. That I said on air. But the ethos remained despite those, the bumps of the road.
Yeah, absolutely. The purpose of Chipotle doing, food with integrity and the mission of cultivating a better world, it never stopped resonating with millennials and Gen Z. And, a lot of our employees, I think 50-60% of our employees are millennials and Gen Z. And not surprising, we way over-index with young people as customers. They just believe in the purpose. They love the food. And then, the strategies that we're implementing around how we're going to turn around Chipotle, I think the more visible we're on those purpose, the more connected and engaged we'll be with those young people.
And the consumer cares more than ever about their health, right?
Absolutely.
More than ever. They know more than ever. They demand more than ever. And, the more they know about Chipotle, the more likely they're going to come to Chipotle.
Terrific. Let's leave it at that. Thank you so much, Jack, for being with us all through this. For Brian Niccol, new person coming in, Brian Niccol, CEO of Chipotle, and Jack Hartung, the CFO. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Great to have you on board. Really appreciate it. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.